This is not your typical lead generation advice. I'm not going to tell you to do one YouTube video a day or send 1,000 cold DMs or cold email every single day. I'm going to review to you objectively the best ways you can get leads and grow your business in 2024. This process is applicable to you if you run a service-based agency, coaching, consulting business, or a salesperson looking to actually grow your business. I've used this process to help grow a trading coach to over $5 million a year, generate over 100,000 of leads for my clients, and 30 million in tracked revenue for them. And I help hundreds of coaches, consultants, agency owners, and salespeople with this exact strategy. So one of the best ways to actually get leads in 2024 is the ever-growth flywheel. I know some of you might say, who am I to actually talk about this? And I just want to show you my credentials before we continue and just show you some proof. So I've actually generated over 30 million revenue for clients and myself. Consulted with over hundreds of businesses from solopreneurs up to $30 million a year, coaching and consulting businesses. Ran a 7-figure agency running Facebook and YouTube ads for some of the top businesses in the space, from BizOp, real estate, trading, investing, cryptocurrency, manifestation, parenting, women's beauty, and more. Right, so I generated over 30 million in revenue across various industries and also scaled current business, and I'm a CMO for 30% year over year with over 50% margins. So this is a very, very healthy business that I am glad to be part of. I also led small and big teams, full-timers to part-timers, freelancers for different businesses, and I ran over hundreds of funnels from low-ticket offer, VSL, webinar, lead generation, and also created 100 offers in various industries. So these are some of my screenshots. As you can see, over 10 million, 5 million, and 500K across various industries. So let's get into the meat. So some of you might be wondering what exactly is different from the Evergrowth flywheel compared to a normal lead generation. So in all, the Evergrowth flywheel is getting traffic and getting into a trust building stage and getting into easy to conversions to ready to buy leads. Typically, when people try to get leads, this is what happens. They actually get traffic, funnel into the funnel that they're running, a landing page, wherever it may be. So usually it's a VSL funnel, a low ticket funnel, webinar funnel, whatever they choose to actually utilize in this scenario, right? And then they actually become a client. Most of the time, it's around 3% of people that actually becomes a client. And what about the 97%? If you run through a funnel, typically what happens is that the 97% get neglected no matter what you do. That is a very, very normal type of business. That's why a lot of problems happen when you actually start here. So the reason why I say a lot of problems is because there are a lot of problems with lead generation. There's low quality leads. People have a lot of objections. They're price sensitive. They're shopping around, unsure of what do you really deliver in value, which is why sometimes your webinar works, sometimes it doesn't work. It depends on your sales process. Very, very skeptical of you. Everyone online is saying that I guarantee results based on Alex Hormozi $100 million offers. So they guarantee to the point that there's low risk for you. But what do you actually risk when all of your competitors does that? They risk actually wasting time, wasting money to actually start engaging you. Let's just say you're an agency and you promise that you have 30 leads, 30 appointments, if not your money back. So they have spent ad spend on you, they have spent time on you to actually create this whatever process they have done. If it doesn't work out, basically all trust is lost. And if any other person guarantees the same thing, it's kind of the same trust, right? They are all skeptical of all types of guarantees. So another one is unproven sales process. A lot of gurus teach online that you should do webinar funnel, you should do VSL funnel. But the thing about it is that you're starting from scratch usually most of the time because you don't have a proven sales process. It means you don't have anybody going through that process and getting sold before yet. And what happens then, right? So what happens next is that typically most of the time, the unproven sales process will lead to just basically you wasting money on leads. Spending money on leads and actually not getting them any conversions. And it takes like 3 to 6 months before something really happens in your business, before you really understand how to optimize that sales process enough for you to really get the results. Second last one is not enough follow-up. So this is something that is in all businesses. There's always not enough follow-ups. We don't do enough follow-ups passively or actively. So I explain what I mean by passive and active. So passive is more or less they follow you on social medias and you post content, you post stories, and you post YouTube videos, and they kind of watch it and they get indoctrinated, they build the trust with you and they want to buy. Active just means following up with them if they have really stated their interest before. The last one is really top of mind. There isn't any top of mind when you do lead generation because in this process alone, you actually forego like the 97%. That means you don't do anything with it and all you want is like ready to buy leads, which is true to a certain extent. In all the funnel, we do get ready to buy leads, which is the 3%. But what about the 97%? How do you turn them into ready to buy leads, which is the main crux and problem of today's lead generation? So what you should do instead is you need to generate traffic that leads to trust via consumption. Consumption is the number one accelerator of trust. If I watch 10 videos on your YouTube channel and if I like you and I already know that I have a problem that you stated very, very clearly, you will be my number one choice in buying a solution. So I basically go to you to buy a certain solution after watching X amount of videos. And this fall insights with the growth killers I'm going to be talking about later. This leads to easier conversions in the long run. Means if I watch, I should say 5-7 hours of your content, do you think it is easier for me to convert you on a call and you already know what they want? Or is it compared to somebody I never met before, I just prospect out of the blue online and then just say that, hey, do you want to generate more leads? Which one you convert more? Obviously, the person who actually consume my video content, my blogs, all the other content I put out. That's the number one person that is easier to close. So what you're going to do is actually put all your leads, which is here, into this process that will create a flywheel for you. And in the end, if you do great fulfillment, what happens is that you get better word of mouth and this thing auto-generates and compounds. And then you have ever-growing business. So what are growth killers? So growth killers typically are things that will destroy your business or make your business stagnate across a very long period of time. I've seen this happen to even my business, other people's business before. So first one is the weak positioning. So most of the time, we tend to use the exact same positioning as everyone else, meaning like if I sell leads, I just say, I get you 30 leads, 100 leads, whatever it may be. So the first thing you need to do is to increase that positioning, make it better compared to any other people around the market. Basically, what you want to do is make yourself different, be it in your process, be it in your clientele that you serve, be it in your results, be it in the way you deliver, be it in the way you sell as well. So there are a lot of ways you can do it. Second part is the rising cost per attention. Previously, when you ran ads to get clients, be it whatever industry you are, it is very, very easy. Because why? Costs for reaching 1,000 people is very, very low. Right now, it's like 70, 80, depending on the country you're in, and also depending on who you're targeting. If you're in a B2B space and you run Facebook ads, basically it's very, very expensive. And it's not saying you can't make a profit off of this, but your margins will suffer a lot, especially when you do not have a proven sales process. The third one is neglecting 7, 4, and 11. So Google has a concept, a study done called 7, 4, 11, 0 moment of truth on how consumers actually buy. So the 7 stands for 7 hours of like content and consumption. 4 stands for 4 different places that they view you. 11 stands for 11 touch points, be it like send emails, you see you on socials, they see you on ads, retargeting, whatever it may be. So this is the core crux of the entire model, is because that most of us actually neglect this, meaning we do not create customer journey experience for people to actually become our buyers. And that's why 97% of your leads are neglected. Even when you pay a lot of money for them, you actually don't even use them. And that's where majority of money actually goes to. This one is actually low quality leads. The reason of low quality leads is that most people actually have one touch point, which is coming back to this point again. Another issue is that they don't actually target them or the right copy to actually attract the right leads for them to actually acquire. So I've actually solved this problem at once with a client of mine in the agency space, which actually was getting e-commerce clients, and they were actually getting a lot of dropshipping clients. One of the main core problems was that they were getting lots of dropshipping clients and they cost around 5,000 to acquire one brand e-commerce leads. Honestly, if you do outreach, it's much easier at that point of time. So what we did here is actually create different copies, the differentiation and the positioning to actually get them higher quality leads. And we actually essentially 5x down their cost per acquisition so that we're able to actually get much higher quality leads, much ready to buy leads, and then people who actually understand what they talk about as well. The last one is inconsistent lead flow. So majority of business has this problem as well, is that they don't have a pipeline of people wanting to buy from them. They do not have an audience as well. And in the end, what they do is that they struggle and they run ads and they try to prospect during down periods. And that's essentially why your whole business is stagnant. So going back to the Evergrow flywheel, the 3-step process is very simple, right? The first process is traffic. At the start, I said that we are not doing prospecting, we're not doing all this. We are doing a combination of this because why? We lead them down a customer journey that is proven to work, that builds trust, and actually allows them to become ready to buy prospects and clients almost in a few months' time. So some people might buy immediately, some people don't. And what you want to do is actually help them move through the entire customer journey, even if they are buying now or if they're buying later. So the process is very, very simple. Traffic usually comes from a few places. There's short form content where you post on IG, TikTok, YouTube, where you actually disseminate your longer form content here, right? And this is easy to really, really create, as the traffic here might not be 100% your targeting, but it will lead down to your trust building factor. And next one will be Instagram growth ads and YouTube discovery ads and direct lead magnet ads. So these are the paid ads portion. Reason why I use all of them is because I like to build trust first before I sell. I can just say I guarantee I can make a better offer here, but there's no differentiation with the marketplace. So every time everyone is doing one thing, I tend to move the other way to actually get better results and build an audience that love, know, like, and trust me. So that's the entire goal, right? So IG growth ads is basically boosting some of your reels to get people to actually follow you on Instagram. YouTube discovery ads is posting on YouTube and then boosting the YouTube ads with in-feed ads, which is different from the normal ads you see on YouTube. Direct lead magnet ads is something very simple. You basically create a lead magnet, you run that lead magnet through that actually resonates with your audience, and it's a problem that your audience wants to solve. Then you lead them to your lead magnet, right, to download and become in your email list. The last one is prospecting, Prospecting is really doing cold outreach, cold outbound, and organic marketing, right? So there are a few caveats to this. So I don't like the fact that we usually do cold outbound via this method, right? Just say, hey, do you want this? Do you want that? We have guarantee for this and that. Those works definitely, right? But you can only reach 3% of your audience that really want to buy. If you are starting out, please do this, and you can actually get few of your audience first to get more case studies. But if you are somebody that's already stuck you and you realize that there's a missing piece in a puzzle, and this is the missing piece in a puzzle, this area is the missing piece, what can you do instead? You prospect them via a few messages, and right, you lead them towards what your long form content that solves a problem, your lead magnet that you give them to solve a problem, and you'd have no opt-in. So basically, when they land on a landing page, when they land on a Google Doc, when they land on a YouTube video, you capture them into your ecosystem and you retarget here. Same for partnerships, right? So if you're being more and more famous based on your short form content, this creates a flywheel. If you have more traffic, more people trust you, and they will refer you as well. So in the partnership area, all you need to do is to get partners to actually refer you clients that are maybe they're not in a competitive offer and stuff like that. So all that is the traffic element, which is very, very simple. The second part is the trust building element, where long form organic content and retargeting actually comes into play. So in general, what you actually do is you lead them towards the long form content and you retarget anything that you have captured into, let's just say, your landing page, your YouTube videos, your Google Docs. You put pixel everywhere so that you can retarget and actually manipulate. What I say, manipulate the customer journey. Some of you might have this problem, right? You ask me like, hey, how do you get people to consume your organic content? So you're not a YouTuber, you're not a creator. And that isn't really a problem. Why? Because you can essentially just run a bit of ads to get them to watch. That solves all your problems. If you have timed videos playing on a certain prompts, your VSL or on YouTube, basically you can get everybody to view, right? So essentially, why is YouTube long form the easiest to build trust? So as I said before, consumption builds a lot of trust. So people watch video on YouTube to learn and find solutions to their problem. So the mindset of YouTube is very, very vastly different. Why? I go on YouTube to solve problems. I go on YouTube to learn. I don't go on YouTube to be entertained most of the time. People in their certain B2B niches want to actually learn something, which is why the other gurus that you watch are actually getting very, very good results on YouTube. So the mindset of people in YouTube is very, very different from Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. That's essentially how you actually, why it's better, right? Video is the only way people can look and hear your voice, right? So they can hear and how you sound, look how you look like, and basically see how you speak, how you talk, how you like as a person. And that actually increases trust through watching you speak and watching you talk, watching you how you act. So they become like a friend with you online, where you are talking to a screen, but you can actually talk to many people at one time. So people can actually binge watch all your video and you can actually get them hooked. And this serves as a middle of funnel to actually get more traffic from other sources. So means, and everything leads to YouTube itself. What happens? Everything special happens because they create that trust in your content, in your consumer base as well. So this is part of the process where you should like cycle through both sides. So once they go through your content, they might opt in. You might retarget them to a lead magnet as well, which goes into your email newsletter. So the email newsletter will have a few conversion matrix, which is a low ticket offer. This is to offset your costs when you actually run ads. So if you're running a lot of ads, you want to use this to scale, you can do it. It's not necessary, but it's a plus point if you want to actually scale. The second part will be a live workshops. So I like using live workshops because it's one of the easiest way to actually convert client. Meaning if I do a 2-hour workshops on how to actually do a lead magnet that you can run ads to, I can do it for my clients and for guests, which is the guest then can be actually converted into a client here. So this is one of the easiest way to demonstrate. So the theory of show not tell actually happens a lot here. You're showing your expertise, and then in the end they actually buy because they really like how you do. It's like a demo session with them. So what people lack nowadays in 2024 is trust. So imagine if I guarantee a lot of thing, I claim a lot of thing. What happens next is that problems happens is if I can't deliver, and then people get jaded with like the industry. So what you want to do is to create that demonstration as much as you can to show that you are different from everybody else. And then all will lead to a VSL to book a call. Then you become your program client, and then you get recurring monthly client. And then when they do well, you get referrals, you get testimonials. They will then become your partners to refer more clients into your ecosystem, or actually create better word of mouth to their friends in business and actually give you more and more clients. So essentially, this is the entire building, the entire strategy that you want to actually have in your business. So I realized that the more we move, the more we grow in the industry, it all moves towards one direction, which is that you still need to build a brand in the long term to really play the long game. And for people who are neglecting that, even though they have a lot of clients, and they realize that there's a stagnation point because it's harder and harder to get new people to know you. It's harder and harder to do all these things. And then you see younger cats out there doing YouTube, doing other strategies, and they're getting a lot of clients, but they are fulfillment, their strategy, their skills might not be as good as yours. So we want to actually take a page out of their book to actually learn how to actually can do things and incorporate in our overall system. And this essentially is what I deem as well. So in the end, we are all playing the long game and playing the trust game with a lot of people. And the more we can build trust, the easier it is to convert, get ready to buy leads, and cheaper it is to get ads as well. When we run ads, it's cheaper to get leads. With everything I show you, there are still tons of businesses who are still making basic mistakes. They are ruining their lead generation, and those mistakes are costing them thousands of dollars per year. So click on this video to learn why 68% of businesses struggle to get leads, and I'll see you there.